What's up, everyone, and welcome to TVCaptive.com presents the As Seen on TV podcast for Once Upon a Time, Season 1, Episode 18, Bleeding Through. This week, Zelina finally has Regina's heart, Cora's mystery birth is revealed, and Robin Hood and Regina finally share their kiss. But first, I'm your host, Dom, and with me we have my co-hosts, Munfun.
Fun. Monday fun.
Monday Fun Day, Miss Clio, for all your psychic needs. And Rachel.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
So can I actually just call Clio the seer now?
The seer.
You gotta get like the eyeballs in your hand?
Oh God.
Just draw it on.
No.
No?
Or just double side tape a fake eyeball.
You gotta get those stitches across your eyeballs. Seer was awesome. I miss the seer.
Seer's dead.
I know. I miss her. So, what did you guys think of this episode?
Good.
About freaking time.
I know.
Freaking time.
Everything we wanted and more. We got background on what happened with Zelina and Cora. We got Hood and Regina. Come on.
We
What
got
more?
ghosts.
We got ghosts.
We did get ghosts. So, one of the very first scenes we see Mr. Gold, aka Rumpelstiltskin, taking Regina's heart. I was very confused for a few moments because I see Robin Hood with a crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I thought it was the bow that never missed the target.
Well, one
And
of his merry
it was a
men
string
bought that.
bow.
Yeah, one of
It
his
was
merry
Robin
men
Hood
bought that.
Misses.
Right, but he had a crossbow this time.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Robin Hood. He said, what he specifically said was, and I caught this the second time around. I watched it twice. I normally don't do this. Watched it twice. But he said it was the arrow that never missed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, the
they're enchanted
crossbow-
arrows.
His merry man, borrowed it.
It's merry man.
I think Lil Jon did. Or no, yeah, it was right before he got taken. Borrowed it, and he couldn't shoot, so Robin took it from him, so he had the crossbow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Robin's arrows, though, that they're enchanted,
Yeah.
because he said the arrows never miss. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was
I always
very
thought it was
confused.
him. He was Robin Hood. He was that good.
He
Yeah.
is just that good. Just right to your heart.
Yeah, but they seem to get Regina's heart pretty easily. I mean, we knew this going in based on the synopsis of last episode. That I was like, this seems like they just blurted it out pretty blatantly in the notes, the preview. So I go, it can't be a big ordeal. And then
No.
coming in, it's like before the once title screen comes
Yeah.
up, it's like the heart is already transferred hands. I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah. But there was a lot of Korra flashbacks as well.
Yes.
This episode, which was a good half of the episode. So what'd you guys think of the whole flashback sequences?
It gave I think it just showed a new side, a different side of each of the characters. You know, you go believing, thinking one way, this is how this character was, da-da-da. That's not. It just shattered it.
I think this is the first time we've seen Cora, before she took her heart out.
Yes. Or no.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought she took her heart out in Wonderland. I could be wrong.
She
Mm-mm.
didn't get to Wonderland.
No, she took her heart out when she was young.
Okay.
Yeah. She was. I think it's before she married Henry.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. It was before she married Henry because she took it out because she was in love with Rumpel. She took it out. She says he was the only reason why she wouldn't have married.
Yeah.
So she was supposed to take Henry's heart, but instead she took her own heart out.
So we did see it. We did see it once before. It was when she had the little love thing going on with Rumpel.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, this is yeah. That's interesting. I don't know. And then I liked the dynamic that we learned from Snow White's mother, that she's not all goody good. Like
She wasn't all.
She's gray area. Like most of these characters are not good or bad. They're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But like Snow said, I would like to know the point where her mom turned around. What was that? What was that one thing that made her mom turn the way she was around? Because I mean, when like that episode we've seen before where Snow's in the, kind of being mean to her servants, and her mom was like, no.
The servant was trying on Snow White's
tiara.
Crown.
Yeah.
And Snow White, as a little young child, like flipped out and started like bad mouthing the servant. And the mother's like, "No, we don't treat them like this." And like she was very respectful and
Yeah, you're
very.
right. Must have been a point.
Yeah, very different from what we saw in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It might have been because she was young and it was what was expected. Yeah, and brat. It was what it was expected from her. She was a princess, and this is how she was raised, and this is how things were.
That's actually a good point, Clio. It may have been the child itself. It may have been Snow White that turned her life around, just having this child.
Yeah.
We don't really know. Another interesting thing was how Prince Leopold and Cora were almost to be wed.
Yeah. Which makes it super weird that he marries her daughter.
Yeah. And they didn't recognize each other in...
Super weird. No, I mean, I'm sure they recognize each other.
Yeah,
they must have.
We've seen so many scenes with them together in the past.
But to have been in love and then, I don't remember you.
Yeah.
That's not, no.
Unless some kind of forget-me spell was cast.
Yeah, could have been. But, or he could have just been so grateful that she saved Snow that he was just willing to overlook that. Because that's the reason why they got married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Cora set it up, but Regina saved Snow White, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we had the whole seance with Cora and whatever. Were you guys expecting a little bit more out of the seance itself?
No, I was wondering why. I don't know. I mean, she poured this special tea, and it was a poison. But why was it? I mean, they didn't explain why it was there, what it was used for. I mean, they used the candle.
Why do you mention poison drinks just as I take a sip?
I know, right? Sorry.
Well, she said the poison tea was to call forth whatever. It was just part of the ritual.
I don't remember saying why, but it might have been just part. But they didn't say. I was just like, that just seemed kind of weird.
I prefer Earl Grey. Yes, charming. Thank you.
Don't drink
Jasmine green tea, please.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the candle, the murder weapon. That was kind of an interesting little twist on the seance. It's not done often because you need the murder weapon.
And the murderer.
Yeah, and the murderer. So.
Well, it's nice to know that no one else can use the candle once it's used. It's used.
Right.
Yeah. I love the look on Snow's face when she was like, "We need the murder weapon and the murderer." She's just like,
"Oh, whoa, I'm sorry."
Yeah, Regina and Snow kind of had a little moment there after the seance. Yeah.
All of the moments.
But how meaningful could Regina have been not having her heart?
I think Snow said
she's using her brain. She understands it because it's logical, but without her heart.
Snow says that Regina feels with her whole self, not
her
just
whole
her
soul.
Heart.
Her whole soul. I mean, everything. She feels deeply. She probably feels more deeply than most of the people there just because of what she's been through.
That's why her heart's the resilient heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's tough. But I love the moments between her and Snow. It was really nice, and that realized, and Snow's like, well, our tit for tat, basically what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cora killed, Eva, was that her name?
Yeah.
Princess Eva killed Snow's mom, and Snow killed Regina's mom. So
I never understood that saying tit for tat.
Sorry.
I really just don't understand it. Like, I know what it's supposed to mean, but I don't understand why it means that.
There's a whole rhyme about it. I think it's about 3 children, and there ends up being no tit for tat.
Oh.
No,
Tat's the third child, and there's no tit for Tat.
there's no tit for Tat.
Yeah,
Interesting. I like
Maybe
it.
it's about Cat.
Yeah. So, what is it? Emma starts experimenting with her powers. She seems like she's getting stronger. Where her and Hook would typically have had a moment, Hook is just like, nope, not having it.
He's pushing himself away. He
He
doesn't want to do that. He knows that's their best chance to getting rid of Zelina, and he can't tell her, but
Especially with his hook flying, teleporting across the room.
but he can keep his distance from her.
No, he could have fucking told her, but he
should have.
When he lied to her the first time. If he had just told her then, we would have been fine.
But then it wouldn't have made for an interesting story.
You're right. And it also would not have been a Hook thing to do.
No,
Hook
Definitely not.
thing to do is cock it up.
Yeah, you can't have Sebastian sitting in the background telling him to kiss the girl.
No.
Like,
Oh my god, no, we have to have that.
we have to have that now.
Next episode.
there needs to be some water around first, because otherwise the chef's gonna be chasing Sebastian around with the cleaver. Get in my pot!
Oh my god, what have I started?
We watch way too much Disney.
Oh yeah.
I do?
And so I didn't say it was a bad thing.
We do.
Oh, the collective.
The collective.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's why we like the show as much as we do.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely is. I love the little tiny Lumiere cameo.
Oh my god.
I saw that. It was cute.
This one?
Not that one.
Liberace. She called it Liberace.
Oh man. So the whole time travel being a rule of magic doesn't necessarily seem like it is a rule, a limitation of magic. It just seems like it's a really powerful spell that's extremely difficult to cast with no knowledge of it ever being done in the past.
Maybe because there's a big, like, maybe because it hasn't been cast, maybe there's a big, counterpart to it. If it is cast or it does something else, you know what I mean?
It's been
cast
unsuccessfully.
Mm-hmm.
See,
It's been done before.
That's where I'm not sure. Like,
I swore they said it at least.
oh, they did,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm saying, what if it has been done successfully many times, but they don't know because time was altered. Right? So let's just say in theory, Zelina accomplishes what she wants to accomplish. She goes back in time, changes the past, which now alters the present day that we know, but they're not going to know that it ever was changed once it happened.
Yeah.
So...
Well, then again, half the people there won't even exist.
Yeah, that's true.
Not half the people.
A lot of them.
Just like 3 of them.
No.
Snow White,
Regina,
Emma, and Henry.
and Regina.
And Regina. That's 4 of them. There's a lot more people in Storybrooke than 8.
But they wouldn't know each other. There's things that
Right.
would, like, if there was no Snow White, David would be married to Midas's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Ariel
other bitches
wouldn't
would
have
be
been
dead.
married.
The curse would never have happened.
Right, Ariel wouldn't have met Eric.
Yeah.
Pinocchio wouldn't have gone back. He would have grown up there. Cora might, still be alive. Who knows?
But that's also not necessarily a bad thing. Not having having an Emma, not having a Henry, not having a Regina, that's bad.
Not having all of the main characters?
That's not all the main characters. Like, just
That
those
is-
3. Like, everybody else is going to be there.
Most of them. I mean,
Rumpel
But they
will
wouldn't
still
be
be...
connected.
Rumpel will still probably be the dark one.
Yeah.
Like,
But, he might not have met Belle. There's
Right.
all these little things. Tink may not have lost her wings, so that might have been a good thing because she didn't steal anything for Regina. Maleficent wouldn't have been turned into a dragon permanently.
well, see, here's the thing. She wasn't turned into a dragon permanently, because in Season 2, I just went back and watched it, Maleficent was alive in Season 2 as, a wraith or something. She was some kind of creature below, and Hook and Regina were down there. This was after Emma slayed her as a dragon. So Maleficent is not dead.
There were wraiths. Wraiths are different.
No, but she was Maleficent.
Okay.
So they even said...
and then, you know, Mulan wouldn't have fell for Aurora, and that thing wouldn't have happened either. I mean, there's a lot of things that it's like a domino effect. If you cut out those 4, there's a lot of things that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, because, well then, Snow White would still be alive, but she never would have went under the sleeping curtain. Why wouldn't Snow have been alive?
Because
if she kills her mom,
if she's
going back to kill Snow White's mom.
Yeah. So then Regina would have married the king, kept Zelina.
No, Korra would have married the king.
Korra, that's what I meant. Korra would have kept Zelina, married the king.
And never had Regina.
But the reason why she left the king was because she was with child, which was Zelina, so she still...
No, the reason she left the king was because she was outed as being with child.
Mm-hmm.
I think if she married the king, she could have passed it like...
off.
Totally she was
kid. She was only 2 months along. So she could have 2 months.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do know.
No, I'm saying I don't know.
Yeah, no, because
I don't know if you can pass off 2 months as, like...
Yes, you can.
But I think...
Back then,
she would already have been married to the king.
Right.
But, see,
but then she would have had a baby in 7 months as opposed to 9 months. Yes, I think it would have been a little
obvious. The baby could have been early.
But then she's already married to the king, so more than likely they would have passed it off as their own.
Yeah, this is true.
So, I mean, with Eva overhearing this and telling the king, she's the reason why Korra didn't marry the prince. So that would be why Zelina would go back and kill Eva. So Korra does marry the prince, and she keeps Zelina, and then Regina's never born, and Snow's never born, and all this other kind of crap happens.
See, now, there was just recently on... mini spoiler within another show, so if you guys, Warehouse 13, if you guys are interested in that show, just, I'll raise my hand when you could listen again. So they did some time travel in this last episode of Warehouse 13, and they had these objects, some special tuning forks that prevented some people from being altered in the other history. I'm wondering if there could be like a spell or something that they can cast over a few of the characters they would not have existed otherwise to allow them to exist in an alternate universe. Because I think that would be really cool. I guess you could listen now. I think it'd be really cool if you could have characters that in an alternate timeline knowing about the previous timeline. Because if they do go through with the spell and they alter time, which I still believe is how this season is going to end, it would be awesome because we can get characters back like Neil and some of the other people that have died, and like, it was kind of a big deal to lose Neil, but he didn't seem too upset about it over Twitter. When he's just like, no, it makes sense for my story. He was very positive about it, like a little too positive, which to me felt like, in the back of my mind, like they were going to come up with some way to involve him somehow. So, I don't know.
I mean, if Regina can make a protection spell on her heart where she can't be controlled, who knows?
Yeah.
Which is really kind of cool.
I still don't want the past to be changed. But we might get Cora back.
Yeah, that's another huge plus right there. We'd get Cora back. We'd get Neil back.
Well, I have a fear. I know these writers are experienced. They know what they're doing, but I don't want it to be something like, I think it was Heroes, where they just changed time so much, and where it was like, wait, that was what's happening now?
But that did leave for some really awesome moments where you have the time traveler guy with the string theory with he tried to like map out all the events of what was changing, and his room was just like string all over the place. It was just red string everywhere linking each event to what he changed, and it was just,
but I just think that they handled that time travel in Heroes pretty poorly.
I don't know. I liked it, and it was
just
only for
something
season
that-
one. I
There's
only
some
liked it in
things
season
that happened, and then they dropped, and then it was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What's going on now?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I
hope
liked
they
it in
don't- I don't
season
want-
one, and when they started messing with it after season one, I think they screwed it all up. But
I don't want them to make it so complicated that you don't want to watch it anymore.
yeah, that's another thing that
And it
In-
can get complicated
in most
because
shows, yeah, when you
and
start,
well, even in this one, I mean, because of the chain of who they would affect and stuff, it can get really complicated.
right, when you start introducing time travel to shows, a lot of people drop off because they can't deal with the theory that goes into all of it. And I know that that's where Lost, which is where most of these writers are from, Lost, ironically enough, most of their fan base was during season 4 when they introduced time travel. So here we are, season 3, same point in Lost where they were toying around with the idea of time travel. Season 4 is when Lost introduced time travel. So here we are, season 4. It seems like history is repeating itself.
Oh, maybe they're going to tease you with it and be like, nope, not going to do it. We just want to tease you with it, see if you guys remember Lost, and then not do it. You don't know. I mean, take like Doctor Who from it. They do the time travel really well because it's like they really do their research and try to connect things. And, and if things don't connect, people point them out and they're like, well, and then they try to fix it. But, it's usually to minor things. But they do it really well.
Yeah. And then like Warehouse 13 was explaining their time travel in this last episode. You have the main character, Pete Latimer, who's just like this crazy guy. They start to try to explain how it works. He sticks his fingers in his ears and goes, la 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 la, don't explain it. It doesn't ever make sense. And I was like, that's the best way to explain it.
No. I hope they don't. I mean, if you think about it, if...
Sorry.
Really? I mean, if Zelina goes back and actually does this, and I think, she needs the baby because she needs to be born, basically. That's my theory. But what would be the place for this curse? There would be no reason for it. She has everything she needs. She has everything she wants. Her mom has everything she wants. Yeah. There was no one to be revengeful against. So I don't think the curse would happen because there's no reason for it.
The first curse wouldn't have happened.
No.
Because
there's no reason.
There would be no reason for Gold to have wanted to come to Earth to find to
a place with no magic.
Find Neil,
yeah, there would be no reason.
It would never have happened.
So would he have actually trained Zelina? He probably wouldn't because there'd be no reason. Because the only reason why he trained Regina was that so she could do the curse so he can get back to Neil. So I don't think she's thinking about that. But I think she's thinking I could go back and be the one, and I could get, you know what I mean?
It's also curious, like, how is she going to go back? Like, is she going to go back and retain her memories because she was the one that cast it? Because technically she wants to go back to a time where she wasn't even born yet.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the baby comes in.
Punch her way out of the womb?
I don't know.
Like
maybe she'll go back as maybe the person casting the spell goes back as the person they are now. They are, and they go back and do what they need to do. She wouldn't be crossing her own. She wouldn't run into the problem of meeting herself because hey,
not born
yet. So, and she wouldn't have that problem, which is kind of smart on her part. She wouldn't have that problem.
Right. I don't know. We had they're talking in chat right now about the green tornado and where did it come from, and it seems like
I think she manifested it.
Yeah,
she cast it as a baby.
She could have, but it also seemed like that tornado is a portal between worlds, which is something we haven't seen other than the magic bean, and
is Oz definitely a different world than?
Yes, it was in the Mad Hatter's hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it is another realm. It's complete.
It's another realm. Yeah. But yeah, I think she manifested it. I think her mom saying this, the I mean, even as a baby, I think she probably like the sadness of, seeing her mom leave and, she wanting to find a family maybe and wanting to leave. It manifests itself and carried her off.
Yeah.
But I mean, because that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, no, it definitely seemed like
I didn't
she
realize
manifested
now because her magic is green.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, green with envy, and as she put it, it's not envy, it's
ambition.
Ambition. So.
That's such a crock of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. She's so full of herself.
Yeah.
She can't see the forest through the trees. So.
She used that analogy.
She did. And then we see Rumpel making out with Zelina.
Ah, no! Oh, God, gross.
What, Rumpel making out with Belle is any better?
Brain bleach.
No, that's okay.
How is that okay?
Because they love each other.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, Gold,
There's like
no,
30 years of difference between the actors.
What?
It's like 30 years of age difference between the actors.
Yeah.
It's just different.
I think Robert Carlyle's in his mid-50s, I want to say. Yeah. And actually, I think they're in their mid-20s. So.
I was going to say they were like 30.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure. Emily the Raven, is that who plays Belle?
Yeah.
Well, and when he was doing that, Zelina was really getting into that.
Yeah, she was
32.
She was very hurt when she finds out it was just for the dagger.
Oh my God, she was. She just had this
hurt.
crushed look on her face.
Yeah.
Did Rumpel really think this was gonna work though?
He tried it. It was probably last ditch effort.
Last ditch effort. He just cut a deal with Zelina to get his son back.
He is going along with it because he knows even if he didn't cut a deal, she was going to make him do it anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
So I think it's more just playing along until he can make a break for it.
Yeah, because I mean, I guess he is going to get his son back, regardless.
Yeah.
Unless she kills him. But then changing the past, he'd be alive again, so.
But then he might not, then he has to think about the consequences of that. And I think that's what he was doing.
You know what changing the past also gets us back? Peter Pan.
But then he went, but then he couldn't get the heart of the truest believer. Mm-hmm. He would die.
Yeah.
Unless he left Neverland.
Unless there was another truer believer.
I don't think there is.
Yeah, unless Regina.
Unless Neil, with Rumpel around as his father, grew up to be the truest believer.
I don't think
or Regina.
Regina's dead.
Born.
Regina would have never been born.
Because she would have had to have married Henry. Cora would have to have married Henry, and if she marries the king, then she's not going to marry Henry.
But who's to say the king can't be murdered by somebody, and then she ends up
not.
finding him anyway?
Sure, but
the chances are slim to none.
She would have married Henry if she was queen.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And then, all right. So we definitely. She's got all the pieces now. She's got the heart. She's got the courage. Rumpel's brain. She's got all of it. She just needs the baby now. So they have some time. The baby needs to be born. I did see some spoilers warning. There have been screenshots going around of the baby. Okay. So the baby will be born this season.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact.
Of course.
Obvious.
Well, some people may think that they have, cliffhanger and it may not happen, whatever. The Jennifer Goodwin, that's her name, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even have the baby yet in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She'll probably have it over the break.
Yeah. So
that's probably why there are some shots where she really does not look 9 months pregnant.
Right, because she's not. They had a baby bump in there, like a water.
She'll probably have the baby over the summer break, so
I'm fairly certain it's due very soon. So, Yeah, but I do not know if it's a boy or a girl.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. They were toying at names. Was it last episode? It wasn't this episode.
It was this episode.
Was it this episode? And what were the two names that were thrown around?
Leopold, Eva. Leopold, and he did not win Leopold because he'll get made fun of, which I totally agree.
So what?
Leo, then name him Leo.
Yeah.
Leo's not really a name.
Then name him Leo. Don't name him Leopold.
No, exactly. Then just name him Leo.
You could just name him Leopold and just call him Leo, and that's fine. And then when he's the king, you could start calling him Leopold again.
No, you don't call a kid that. No.
But what do you guys think it's gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be a boy or a girl?
I hope it's a boy.
Watch it be twins.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That would throw a wrench in things.
Did you just see his face?
That would definitely throw a wrench in things. It would.
I don't know.
Well, the screenshots that I saw, there's only one kid.
Well, someone else.
You never know.
The other one.
It could be the surprise.
And it was wrapped in a yellow gender neutral blanket. So.
Could be right the.
Well, so was Emma, right?
They're like,
Emma was in a white one with purple trim.
Yeah.
With her name embroidered on the side of it. So. And that's only because the magic, whatever it was.
Yeah.
She knew the gender of it beforehand. From
Oh yeah.
From David's mother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what was a locket, pendant. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I want to say it's gonna be a boy.
I find it interesting. Because if she has to use the baby as like a vessel to go back, wouldn't she be a boy?
I don't know.
Is that what the?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking because that's what she kind of making it sound like. Like the only way she could go back is through the baby. That's what it seems like. But
the baby is the cauldron.
Unclear what exactly the role of the baby is in this.
They haven't really. I mean, there's speculations. That's what my speculation is. So, but that's the feeling I get.
Yep.
Fly flying around my face.
There's a fly.
Gonna kill it later.
What if it's really a person that Rumple turned into a fly?
Well, then they should be quick.
Wow.
And stop buzzing in my face. Go sit on the wall where you belong.
They're trying to get True Love's kiss so they could turn back into a person.
Oh, dear Lord.
It's really John. So...
Quite the feat since I'm talking to him right now.
Shh. Logic out the window. Shh. So, next week, the episode is called A Curious Thing. And in it, Zelina threatens to kill Henry if Hook, whose lips have been cursed by the Wicked Witch, doesn't proceed with kissing Emma.
I can't.
Which will drain all of her magic powers away. So what do you think? You think Hook's gonna spill the beans?
I don't know.
I hope how this goes down is Hook tells Emma.
I think he's going to.
Yeah,
but not until after the fact.
No, I think from what this sounds like he tells Emma this is what's going down, and then Zelina, as the last resort to make him kiss her, threatens Henry's life.
Right.
Maybe Regina puts up some magical lip gloss or something.
pull a Robin from
Batman
and Robin.
Forever or Batman
Forever? Is it the one with Poison Ivy?
Forever had
the magic.
No, yeah, it was Batman and Robin. Forever had Two-Face and Riddler.
Okay, yeah, the one with Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
He had the lip things.
The magical lip gloss that protects Emma.
But that would defeat the purpose because she'd kill Henry anyway. So.
But if they fake it and make it seem like Emma doesn't have her powers anymore.
Temporary loss of powers or something, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Things begin to heat up between Regina and Robin Hood. Pun totally intended. Meanwhile, back in Fairy Tale Land that was during the past year, Snow and Charming go in search of Glinda, the Good Witch of the South.
Yes.
South. I thought Glinda was the Good Witch of the North.
She was.
I don't know. Whatever.
So-
Who cares?
So the rumor that I've heard, some rumblings.
Maybe she
of the whole
decided
witches.
the north was more warm.
Well, what I've heard about the witches is that Glinda was actually vying for power of control of all of Oz, and she summoned Dorothy to Oz and landed on the Wicked Witch of the West.
East.
Yeah. And then she had Dorothy murder the Wicked Witch of the West, and something had happened where Glinda was either the North or the South, and she did something to vie control of the other. So they're saying that in the Wizard of Oz story that Glinda was actually in control of both the North and the South, and that's why we didn't ever hear of a Witch of the South. So it'd be very Once Upon a Time-y for them to have Glinda actually be an evil character playing good.
Yeah.
So
Not necessarily evil, but just not a good person.
right,
Well,
exactly.
Sarah says not in the book she isn't. Well, what part of any of Once Upon a Time is really in the books?
The Silver Slippers.
The Silver Slippers. I mean, there are references to things that are in the books, any
Right.
of the books, but they always take that extra leeway, all that extra give, and change them around, twist it around a little bit.
Right, so I really feel there's something there with them mentioning that she's the Good Witch of the South and not the North. They're putting emphasis on that. So,
And what's funny is that Zelina, who's supposedly Wicked Witch of the West, has the shoes, when in reality Wicked Witch of the East had the shoes that got to Dorothy. See,
Yeah.
the only movie you will find where girls are freaking fighting to death over shoes.
Oops, yes.
Literally to death.
Mm-hmm.
To the death. So they go after Glinda to see if she can help them defeat Zelina.
Yeah.
Still supports that theory. And the curse that will ultimately send the fairy tale characters back to Storybrooke is cast. So does that mean we're having a child?
Huh?
Child next episode? Is that what that means?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Uh,
But
Wait, what is it?
but it's cast from an unlikely source.
No, that's the curse that sent them to Storybrooke. The curse that's enacted right now.
Oh.
So we'll see in the past how this curse was cast.
Yeah.
The curse that ultimately sends fairy tale characters back to Storybrooke is cast, but from an
That's-
unlikely story. So is this the first curse or the second curse?
The curse that's right now. This curse.
The curse
So
when
the
they
second
forgot
one.
the year.
The missing year curse.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Right now.
So from an unlikely source, so speculations on that, right?
I mean, we all assumed it was
Zelina.
Zelina. Might not be Zelina.
Well, unlikely source. Zelina seems like the most likely, so we're gonna say it's not Zelina. So do we have any guesses here?
Glinda.
Emma.
Zelina? Did you-
Glinda.
Oh, Glinda.
I
Yeah.
said Emma.
Emma would be very interesting.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense though, because Emma spent that whole year not knowing
Right.
anything about magic.
Glinda seems like a very likely candidate.
Yeah.
Could even be Regina, but then why would she? Or
Yeah,
is-
right. She
She
did
seems
again.
like
Either.
if it wasn't Zelina, Regina is next on my list.
But that doesn't make sense. She would have given herself her memories.
Maybe it was Aurora.
Interesting. Can she even do magic?
I don't know. We
I
don't
think
know.
I know.
You're right.
I
You
think
know?
I know. I think I know.
They do
That's
show
it.
her in the clip from last week.
Come
so-
on.
Who's been very secretive about what happened during the
Hook.
missing year?
Hook.
hmm
Can't do magic.
Doesn't mean he can't cast a spell.
But
Yes,
then
it does. That's the definition of not doing magic.
What if like he has a magical item or something that
yeah,
that
he was
can
outside
use?
the realm, so he
Just like-
remembers.
Just like the Wizard of Oz. We don't know for sure if he was outside the realms. Well, last we saw him, he was still within the realm,
Yeah,
and
you're right.
But then how does he
he
remember?
contacted
Maybe a
Ariel,
suspect.
and you know,
But then how does he remember?
If he casts the curse, it's going to be the same way Regina remembered.
I don't know how he would
Maybe he had maybe he did have a hand in it and helped Zelina.
maybe.
Or
Maybe that's what she has holding over his head.
Yeah.
I think Hook has a lot to do with this, because there's been a reason why they have not told us a whole lot about Hook. He's been very, very secretive about it. He makes the most sense.
Maybe it has something to do with the ship. Why the ship's not there.
I still think
Could
he
be.
just hid the ship.
No,
Yeah,
I think
very
there's
well
some...
the ship could be there. It could be just outside of Storybrooke.
It could be cloaked like it was when him and Korra came.
He's got every reason in the world to lie. We don't know what happened in this missing year, and I 100% think he had a hook in it.
Well, I mean, they do show Aurora in the sneak preview, so I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some quite a bit of Aurora. Goblin Graph in chat is even saying Aurora, so I don't know. Maybe it was Aurora. Maybe Hook was just involved.
Maybe it was both of them.
Very well could be. So,
Everyone cast the curse.
But then where is Aurora and Prince Philip? In
I don't know.
Storybrooke.
We do know that they're working for
Zelina. She might have sent them.
They're not necessarily working for the Wicked Witch. They just didn't want to suffer her wrath.
Because she's pregnant. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Hook
told them, and maybe they got sent outside of the zone.
They're in cahoots.
Not even cahoots. It's like they're scared.
Because all they want to do is canoodle, and they can't do that with Zelina looking over their shoulder.
I still like to note if Milan was part of the Merry Men, where the hell is she?
Exactly. Mulan!
Mulan, where are you?
I feel so bad. All the feels for Mulan.
All the feels. So many things we need answered. We have 3 weeks of Once Upon a Time left. 4 episodes. The series finale is going to be episode 21 and 22. Back to back. 2 hours. 2-hour block. So we have that to look forward to.
Robin and Regina.
Yep. So we have 2 more weeks of normal episodes and then our big finale. So I got a lot to cram in there. Clio, where can the people find you?
You can find me on social media at Cliomoto and on Twitch at the Cliomoto.
You gonna be streaming anything on Twitch soon?
Nope.
I'm hoping. I still have to figure out if any of my computers can handle it, which they probably can't. So.
Well, that sucks.
It's looking unlikely.
Interesting. Rachel, where can the people find you?
They can find me at Savannah17, Sevanna.
Ooh.
Yay! R&R!
Rest and relaxation.
R&R.
R plus. It's not an and, it's a plus.
It's and.
It's a plus.
Robin and Regina.
You can find me at do-do-do-do-do.
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon. P-H-E-N... I can't even sing that part. P-H-E-N-O-M-E-D-O-M. You can find us all on tvcaptive.com as well as on /ASOTV podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, G+, and right here on the YouTubes. Until next week. Monday Fun Day.
Monday Fun Day.
See you guys later.
Bye.
I want time travel.
You're not a Time Lord.
Says who?
Says me.
And who are you?
I'm Doctor Who.
Ha ha ha.
What is the doctor's name?
Finally got to be a redhead.
And a woman.
I'm a ginger.
We got both at the same time.
Ginger.
That's it. That's it. The next doctor is Rebecca Mader.
He needs to be a ginger. Poor doctor needs to be a ginger.
No, next doctor is Rebecca Mader.
Nah.
Ginger and a female. Get everything the fans wanted. Why are we talking about Doctor Who? This is Once Upon a Time.